Whew. I guess I should pull up. I guess I should pull up the wiki for this, right? I don't know. Does this need a wiki? I don't need a wiki, right? Lonnie Rashid Lynn, his 15th album. The Auditorium is Common's 15th album. That's kind of nuts. So since the days of Kanye and Common, I've been hit or miss with Common. I'll be completely honest. As a fan of his music, the music that I like from him, I normally love, but the music that I don't and the stuff that I don't, I avoid. Thankfully, every album that Kanye and Common did together, I love. Universal Mind Control afterwards was kind of eh. Dreamer and Believer, I liked. It was like a double album. I think it was a double album or it was split. Something to that degree, but I know I liked the album. And I ain't really listened to him since then actively. I mean, I know he had Glory, he had a Beautiful Struggle, Beautiful Mind. Something, I can't remember the name of the album. Look, don't crucify me for this. I haven't listened to him actively, and it's not because I hate the guy or anything. It's just kind of how life goes. You know, things kind of grow apart. I listen to new artists and kind of just keep going. It's the ebb and flow, if you will, of music digestion. But we're here now, and Common's teamed with Pete Rock for the Auditorium, Volume 1. And some people are saying that this is his best work. Full stop. Or at least since the Kanye days with B and Finding Forever. And immediately I wanted to shrug that thought off because I'm like,
Bruh, that was 20 years ago.
You telling me this dude hit a stride 20 years later? But then I thought about Eminem. Like, well, hold on. Let's see. And I want to give this project a fair shake. So I let it rock, no pun intended, and it's been in my rotation for the last couple of days. We should talk about it. If you enjoy the content like this, liking, subscribing, sharing the channel definitely works. I appreciate you being here under the crown with me. And again, these are random thoughts, not necessarily good thoughts, not necessarily bad thoughts, but just the strongest thoughts that I had while listening to this project. These are 8 random thoughts about Common and Pete Rock's The Auditorium, Volume 1. So out the gate, Pete Rock's chops are interesting. The intro song, it didn't really do it for me, but here's a little bit of foreshadowing going into the rest of this. There's production elsewhere that will. But the weird thing was, I don't know why I thought I wouldn't like Pete Rock's production, because one of my favorite songs he did was with Jay and Kanye on Watch the Throne, The Joy. And I believe he produced that, and that's like the groove. Like he even has the ad-libs kind of hit, you know? You gotta hear the song. I promise I'm not making that up. That style of production doesn't get old for me. It ages very well. Dare I say timeless. At least to my hip-hop brain. I will say the difference between that song and the music on this production though, like the production on this album at least, the music, it just sounds more full. Like it sounds like there's not any empty space in the production. It sounds like everything's purposeful. That's actually a compliment that I give to the mind behind Before Your Sounds. It's one of the best things about his production to me, is that there's creativity in the mix, there's creativity with the instruments, how things are layered. I like hearing that elsewhere, and Pete Rock has that here as well. I think that's perfect for what Common's trying to do on this project. I'm gonna keep it a bug. I ain't really care for the second track either. The Chi-Town Do It. It's something about how the chops are laid with Kanye and Selena that's just not doing it for me. And even the first one, the Daydreaming When I'm Thinking of You, I like the idea, but man, it didn't grab me like that. I know a lot of people love how the album came on. Me personally wasn't one of those people. But I will say this, Common does make a line about hitting the gritty, and I think look, I don't doubt him. I just think it'd be funny to see. That's all. Like, granted, he was breakdancing the Universal Mind Control at Rock the Bells like 10 years ago. I was there for allhiphop.com, so like I can tell you firsthand, like he was in the crowd, he was rocking. The crowd was rocking, by the way. Like low-key, Common can rock a stage. And he just kind of stopped, looked over to the side.
I can do that. Watch this.
And then just went crazy, break it like the full rotation, rotisserie chicken. Like he was going crazy. I even gave that album another play after that. Album still wasn't good, but I did give it another play after that. This man is the first song to really stick to me, production wise at least. The raps from Common at this point is still hit or miss for me. Like I told you at the beginning, Common's raps have always been hit or miss for me for some whatever reason. But about now is when I'm noticing them using samples to talk. And what I mean by that is that the sample is usually interpolated into whatever the hook's gonna be or whatever break that happens. And it's like the sample fits the concept. Or you can say that they mirrored the concept around the sample, however you want to say it. And I'm biased for that. I love stuff like that. And granted, it is a bit of a shortcut for hook writing, but it don't matter as long as the vibe there and people rocking to it. And I get the sample usages from the first ones, like the first two songs, but this one is the first one that had a groove to it that I kind of enjoyed. We're on Our Way is a vibe. I love this one, boy. Yes, sir. Immediate vibe. These are the type of beats that highlight how slick Common is actually low-key rhyming. Common's pen is nice, and he does one or two different things. He does chain punchlines, so he'll have a punchline and then he'll put a punchline right back to back. Kind of how like Lil Wayne does it, right? And he also does like word association. He'll say a bar like, "They marvel at me like I'm in a comic. Iron sharpens Iron Man. Ain't that ironic?" or something to that degree, right? And it's, you know, he has other examples that's way better depending on how you look at it, and I'll give examples later, but it all sounds great with the stripped back groove and it just Common just kind of just floating, just effortless. Like it's damn near pimp talk. Like it's like right there. It's like backpack pimp talk. I don't know how to phrase it, but I think this is the first time that I heard all of everything come together and I was like, oh, this project could be kind of fire. This could be good if it keep going like this. That song got thrown on the playlist so fast, bro. Whiplash would have gave you. I was like and then we got a Bilal sighting. Like I wasn't just singing These Walls earlier. If these walls could talk. So many people's cool. The concept though, again, I'm on it. But I will say if anyone knows how to talk to ideas like they're women respectfully and make it work, it's Common. Because, you know, he has a history of it. Simultaneously, I'm noticing the production still catching me more and more. And I think that they're noticing that the production's a big deal too. It feels like a partnership between the two versus Common rapping on Pete Rock beats. Because some of the songs just ends with them rocking out with instrumentation or teasing other samples at the end. I'm rolling so far. You know what I didn't like? Jennifer Hudson's feature. Let's talk about it. It's not because her tone's not pleasant or she can't sing or anything like that, because that's not true. Or because I feel like the song is super cliche. Like I get the encouragement, there's a God in you songs. Like that's cool. That's cool. I get it. This is an encouraging project. Blah, I got it. But this outro to the song has them singing lines and it's like, it'll come in, yes he does, and yes he does, right? Which is fine until it gets to the line, and he's kept me through the night, and they say, yes he does. And the English journalism major in me just goes blurry, and I'm just like, that doesn't make sense, because the tense of the statement just doesn't fit. It would be different if there wasn't another phrase you could have plugged right in and just kept the whole context of the song. Instead of saying yes he does, they could have just said cause he's good, and it would have worked for every single line. And he's kept me through the night cause he's good, and it would have had the same vibe, same everything. But that's the musical songwriter side of LJ coming out, and I admit that is relatively petty, right? But it is a quick tweak that would have made the tense and the cohesion of the song work a little better. But hey, what do I, King LJ from Birmingham, Alabama, know about songwriting, right? Man, I'm gonna talk so much shit on this channel. It's gonna get good, bro. I swear it's gonna get good. Just tune in. Tune in. We are just revving up. I don't know why. Bring my tone down. I don't know why Common decided to just wait for the back half of the album, just start rapping his ass off. But good Lord, right after that Jennifer Hudson joint, I want to say Stellar kicks in, and Common starts punching like crazy, like chaining shit, like he is going nuts, like he has a personal vendetta to prove over this track. Hold on, I'll find the lyrics. So like the hook, of course, is chopping, and I got a little bit of brightness because I got a window up, but I'm about to read some lyrics to you. But like the hook is them chopping up, you know, I shine and rise at the same time. The sport called the rhyme, like yeah, Bob's a sport, you know what I mean? I was told that it's another reactor that actually has that like merch, like rap is a sport. That's super dope. So shout out to him. First thing he does, he's like, I jam on anything I am on. About to blow like I'm trying to keep my hands warm. God MC, I came in a man's form. When I return to dust, it'll be a sandstorm. These are all blow references. Like I said, word association, right? And this is getting real nerdy for a second, but like, I like stuff like this because I write stuff like this sometimes. I'm the man, I'm the media, landed on the planet like the Rock of Gibraltar. My altar call is the call to never alter. Ain't shit sweet, I'm the salt of the earth. And I don't know why he just decided to just bust all this out halfway through the project. But good God, man, this is good. This is good. This is what I like. I like this. We barely make it to 18, so they wheel us like wheelers, and he's really tongue-in-cheek with stuff like that. The whole project, he's doing this.
In the heat of the moment, you still acting like a fan. Just cool out. Listen to me.
You know, even doing the word association thing again, unashamed, brainstorm rain from flame that's of a rain, underrated like stuff. I discovered my range, thinking long in the road. He does this the whole song. In general, it's only so long I could soldier, helmet of salvation, power pads on my shoulder, third Eiffel Tower, it'll never blow. It is nice to hear stuff like that. He even does this on the other track, like later on, he does it on Everything So Grand as well. I'm jumping a little bit ahead, but I wanna make this point as well since we're talking about bars and everything. My favorite song on this project is Everything's Grand. Everything's So Grand, sorry. That's my favorite joint on this project. Because again, stripped down beat, like it's like a groove that's established. Common's taking his time and then he just eases into these bars and it's just like, oh, you slick with it, boy. Boy, you going, you doing some stuff right now. One of the coldest few bars that I heard on the whole project.
Cup overflows. You never hear poor me. Opportunity knocks. The ladies adore me. It's the rap game. Who can outscore me? As far as decades, I'm fucking with 3 like an orgy.
Nigga. Yeah. Common, you better talk. You better talk to these niggas. I love that. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. The run from all kinds of ideas that has Pete Rock even coming in rapping, right? Before Common comes in and does his thing, to when the sun, why'd I do that? I do that every video. When the sun shines again, that has a guest verse from, I ain't gonna front, I don't know dude's name, I don't know how to say it. I tried to Google it earlier, it didn't help. Apologies. But his verse was dope too. And then of course, Everything's So Grand, and then Now and Then. Look, that 4-track run, remarkable. It's literally ageless hip hop. It is the sharpest you know what? I'll come back to that point. The album feels good, man. Around the second time, the vibe really like truly hit me, and just having it on feels good. And I couldn't really identify why initially when I was trying to make it through the album the first time, but after a while it was just general good feels, man. There's something about Common albums that come through and it don't feel dark or menacing, or maybe it's his tone, maybe it's the style of production he chooses, but all of it seems intentional. I mean, I haven't heard every Common album ever, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you like I have, so maybe there is a couple in there that get real dark where he's all of a sudden talking about blicking niggas all in they coffin. I wouldn't know, because every time that I've interacted with a Common album, I've walked away like, it's like, that was cool. Even if I didn't like the album, like I would just be like, all right, well, at least it was uplifting, or it felt positive, you know what I mean? That's just something I've noticed. Maybe there's an album that proves this wrong. So if there is, just tell me in the comments. I'll check it out. I want to hear dark Common. I mean, you could say dark Common exists because bitching you is a thing, you know what I mean? But I get it. Like, and that's a diss track of him opening a can, and it's arguably, I would put it top 10 diss tracks. Now, granted, Kendrick Lamar's giving us some shake up to that list, I think, but I think Common's still in there. I saw a lot of people saying that this album's better than B. I can't go there with you. I can't go there with you. B is a classic. B was responsible for relaunching Common's career and also proving Kanye West belongs in the spot that he belonged production-wise. The album's great. The album's shorter. It's more concise. Has a very impactful outro and intro. Like, it's just even the overall concept of the album. It resonated with me as a youngin'. I cannot say it's better than B. But the fact that it is even in comparison is a great sign, because honestly, bias for B aside, Common sounds the exact same on this project rap-wise and sharpness-wise as he did on that Ye album. And that's nuts, because B was released in May of 2005, I wanna say. We're in damn near August of 2024. That is a 20-year gap, and to be able to still channel it like that, hey man, say man, Project Fire, I don't know, it's good. It's good. There's at least 6 or 7 songs on this album that went on my playlist like immediately. I like good music. This is good music. You would be remiss to not run this at least once or twice. Even if you feel the same way I feel about Common's raps being hit or miss. It's just, they did their thing with this one. And if he stays in this lane and they do a volume 2, bet I catch it faster this time. I bet I lock in faster. And I bet we have a video talking about it if it's good. Because I think good music deserves to be talked about at Champion. But that's my thoughts. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Let's talk about it. If there's anything else that's coming up, let me know. We can talk about that too.